Hey, preschool peeps.
Hi, peeps.
We're coming in before the start of this episode because there are two things that we're going to mention before it begins. One is that this is a Holiday Lost episode. In the United States, it is Labor Day today. It is a national holiday.
Yeah, happy Labor Day to all.
Yes. So we are releasing what we tend to do on holidays, which is either a lost episode or a rewind. This one happens to be one that we've never released before, so we hope that you will listen and enjoy it. And the second thing that we want you to do is check out our Patreon while you have, maybe you're off today and you have a minute, right? patreon.com/how preschool teachers do it. You can learn more about it on our website, howpreschoolteachersdoit.com. We really want to continue to do what we're doing, extend what we're doing, and connect you to each other, to preschool peeps around the world. So go check out what we've put on there. We continue to add more things to it. If you looked before and thought, oh, there wasn't much, it was new, but we continue to add. So go back.
That now. Yeah.
Check it out now. Look again. Enjoy this holiday rewind, and we will be back with another new episode next week.
Yay.
Bye, peeps.
Bye.
Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
This is Alison Kentos. I am an early childhood educator.
And this is Cindy Tarabush. I am an early childhood consultant.
This podcast is for parents and early childhood professionals.
Let our experience and research-based knowledge become your guide. Welcome back to the podcast, preschool peeps.
Hi, peeps.
Today's episode, I feel like, should have started with more like circus music. There you go. Ask an early childhood person for circus music and they'll just rattle it off.
Boom, we're there. Any type of music, I'm your girl.
That's what I think of when I think about what's in the title of this episode, Bag of Tricks. I think about the circus. The clowns with the big old bags.
Oh yeah, and they pull the stuff out.
It's
like this big magic trick happening.
They pull all this stuff out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
So today's episode is behavior management is not a bag of tricks, folks. You can't manage behavior with a bag of tricks.
You could try, but it's not going to work.
Sure, go ahead and try.
Go ahead, have a ball.
It's not
have
a
circus
solution.
On your hands then. Yeah,
you do have a circus. It's not a long-term solution to whatever's happening. A bag of tricks.
Yeah, that's the thing. It might work instantly, but it's not going to be lasting.
Because the children don't learn from a bag of tricks.
They don't learn from a bag of tricks. So you're just going to keep getting the same situation over and over and over and over again.
Right.
And I don't know, the definition of insanity, I think, is doing the same thing, thinking of a different solution, but getting the same result.
Doing the same, isn't it doing the same thing over and over?
But expecting a different or something.
And expecting a different result.
And
expecting a different result. You're not going to get a different result. And bag of tricks doesn't do it. And yet there are so many people out there offering families and early childhood settings a bag of tricks to deal with behavior. Hire me, I'll teach you my bag of tricks. When actually human behavior doesn't work that way. We want change for behavior that is lasting.
Yes. What you want the children to learn, okay, which that lasts. You don't want this quick fix. Quick fixes never work. I mean, it doesn't work. Quick fixes don't really work for anything.
Ask anybody with a roll of duct tape.
Thank you. I was just going to say, all right, when you're fixing your home and you do a quick fix, it might stop your leak for a couple months, but after a while,
but the duct tape gets kind of ugly after a while, and you think, why did I duct tape that?
Yeah, because I wanted it to be quick. I didn't want to think.
Simple.
Yeah,
quick and simple. But human behavior isn't quick nor simple. It is neither one. It is not quick or simple. It's very complicated. People behave the way they do because they have a need. There's a reason why children continually exhibit challenging behaviors, because they have a need. And what we have to do is be like little detectives and figure out what's their need, what's their experience, what's their understandings about the world, what have they been exposed to, and again, what's their need? Why
But
are
for me,
they
they're
doing this?
trying to communicate something to you.
Right.
They don't have the necessarily the language or the communication to do that. So this is how they're doing it. And you need to learn how to read it and work with it.
And embarrassing people and shaming people and name calling people and using gimmicks and all that doesn't work. And when I'm talking about gimmicks, I'm talking about things that are not a part of a firmly established and proven system. There are systems out there that are really, really good. Things like pyramid model, positive behavior support systems, the conscious discipline system, things that teach children about behavior in a way that still demonstrates respect for them and teaches them that they're capable of learning. When when there's a bag of tricks, it's not respectful of children. It doesn't model for them the sort of behavior we're even asking them to exhibit.
Well, yeah, I feel
have you seen those bag of tricks that like label kids with these, I can't. We're telling kids not to call each other names, but then we call them names.
I don't think I'm aware of that. And I'm probably glad that I'm not. Okay. Because I think it would make me angry. And no. I feel like the bag of tricks makes it so that like instead of educating the children, it's just to entertain them, which is a quick fix. And I feel like also the bag of tricks makes it so like all the children, you just want them to conform to this one little thing. And it's like, that's not the way to help.
Because what it does is because it has adults putting out a fire. Adults become like firefighters, right? We're going to put out fires. We're going to put out fires. We're going to put out fires. But actually, we need to prevent.
You need to prevent the fire, right? Right?
Isn't
if you have a fire, if you have a fire in your kitchen every day, there's something wrong here. And if you're just putting out that fire every day and thinking that's okay, there's something wrong here. You need to make it so that there is no fire
in your kitchen.
Okay.
So maybe
eventually you're not going to be able to put it out.
Potentially your stove needs some attention.
Right.
Potentially you need to call someone to come and give your stove a little of attention, and you have to be more careful how you use the stove so that a fire doesn't start in your kitchen every single flipping day of your life here.
Of your life, because that would be frustrating. All right. And in education, it's not only frustrating sometimes for the teacher, it's going to be really frustrating for that child who's trying to communicate.
Class.
And the rest of the class.
About the rest of the class?
Can we think of that too? Yeah.
It's frustrating all around.
It's frustrating all around. Here's a child who's trying to communicate something to you and you're not listening. You're like throwing your little tricks out there and they're not working. You know what I mean?
They may work temporarily.
Or they might work for
the bag of
a
tricks.
day.
The people who come in with the bag of tricks sometimes are entertainers, as you said, but sometimes the bag of tricks is here. I can give you a whole bag full of ideas for putting out fires, but actually the bag of ideas has to be preventing fires.
Yes. Because here's the difference between you as the educator in that room or the parent in this family and those people who come in with their bags of tricks is like those people with the bags of tricks, they only need to make sure that the children are behaving for the hour that they're there. And then they leave.
Or that there is a quick reaction. So the teacher takes those ideas, goes back to the classroom, does what was learned. There's a quick change in the child, but it's not going to last.
It's not going to last because that person who sold you this bag of tricks, they're not in it long term.
Bag of tricks is it's not sounding like words to me anymore. But it is like, you remember in the old time snake oil sales people, remember the snake oil person?
They're slick.
They are slick. They would come in the olden times, they would go and say they have a medicine or an elixir that would help you, and Wasn't that what they
And-
used to do? They used to come and have miracle
Okay,
cures,
but
and
that
it was like, what was it?
putting
It was like some kind of fake something in that bottle.
fake. It's fake. It's a placebo, probably, right?
Thank
Where it makes you feel
There's the
better for like
word.
an hour. It's like putting a band-aid on a broken arm, right? It's like, oh yeah, that you won't have to look at it for long, but your arm's still broken. Okay. Like you can't cure things with these little quick fixes. If it was that easy, we would all be like that and we wouldn't get majorly sick.
Behavior management
Yeah.
is really about adults figuring children out, not children figuring adults out.
Yes.
And it's about adults helping children to learn self-regulation. What is self-regulation? Self-regulation is the ability to make decisions and manage your behavior and your feelings so that it benefits you and everyone around you. That's what self-regulation is. Self-regulation isn't something that happens in a second to snuff out a behavior without anyone learning anything about self-regulation.
Well, you haven't taught them how to self-regulate. So then the next time they're in the situation, they're not going to know what to do because you just put a Band-Aid on it and that was it. You know, like.
So if you would like
Yeah.
real resources to help children to learn about problem solving, potential solutions to their problems, then you should check out something that is valid, like the National Center for Pyramid Model Innovations.
Mm-hmm.
They have a website with wonderful tools for teaching young children solutions to their problems. Why do children exhibit challenging behavior? Because they have a problem.
Yeah.
And it's the only way they know how to draw attention to it and solve it. Sometimes children exhibit challenging behavior because they want to distract us and not have to do something they don't want to do or is hard for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But then you got to figure out why is it hard for them and then you can help them. Yeah. You know, why are they avoiding that? Yeah.
Right. Why are they avoiding it? Is this task hard for you? Is this task boring for you? Is
For
this
you? Yeah.
whatever it is, we need to remedy that. That's prevention. An ounce of behavior prevention, people, will save you from even having to purchase the bag of tricks.
Right.
It's partnering with families.
Yes. It's
relationship
based.
Opening up your communication with families and being willing to see a different perspective and a different point of view from those families so that we can develop a partnership and through that partnership get to know the child better. Because once you know that partnership, you get to understand the perspective and the values of the family this child comes from, which, by the way, you cannot battle.
No.
That's a losing battle.
Yeah.
So we have to partner with families in a way that is respectful of whatever they say and who they are. And when you do, it goes way better because then you can say to them, here's a behavior that I'm seeing exhibited in the classroom when your child is with 10 other, 15 or 20 other children. So can you help brainstorm with me so that we can figure out how to help your child, not stamp out the behavior, figure out how to help your child to better understand how to deal with this frustration, this disappointment, this anger, and whatever it is.
Yeah. And what works for that child might not work for all the other children in your class. That's where the bag of tricks doesn't work, is because that child, through brainstorming with their family, you're going to figure out a solution for that child. But this child over here, you brainstorm with their family and you've come up with a different solution for that child. What's going to work for them? The bag of tricks just thinks everybody's the same and all the tricks work.
That's true.
Yeah, that's where partnering with the parents will really, really help you, because all of these children are individuals and they all need different things to succeed, you know, and you won't know that unless you partner and really get to know them and have a relationship with these parents and the kids.
That's right. A professional relationship, but a relationship nonetheless.
Yes.
A partnership with their child's best interest in mind. And I fully believe that both professionals and families come to the table with the child's best interest in mind, but we're coming with two different perspectives. We have to actively listen to each other.
Yes.
And respect each other. So you want a bag of tricks for behavior? Here it is. Spend time developing connections with the child, the family. We've talked in prior episodes about things like banking time with the children. We've talked about doing ABC analysis of behavior. Go back and listen to those episodes, because folks, that's your bag of tricks. And that bag of tricks is like your ounce of prevention, plus then how do I teach the child what the child needs to be taught, and how do I fill the child's need? Yeah. Because these quick things that may stamp out behaviors temporarily, that's not helpful.
It's not helpful.
And remember who we're here to help. We're here to help the child. We're not here to help me as the adult.
Yeah.
Everything we need to remember that everything we do needs to be child focused. We're here to teach the child, help the child, make the child's day wonderful. And when we can do all of that, teach the child, help the child, make the child's day fun, then we have helped ourselves. Yeah. Or, we could put on our firefighter outfits and grab that bag of tricks. And keep putting out fires
all day long. Yeah.
That's kind of the choice. Yeah. I get very upset when I see things offered to families or the educational community that are an obvious snake oil approach.
Yeah.
But because people who are feeling like I've tried things and it never worked, or I'm feeling desperate, or I'm feeling like maybe there's some quick fix out there, like duct tape, then sorry, duct tape people. If you work for duct tape, I really do love duct tape, and my husband uses it often. But there are people who will pay for that because they're like, I don't know, maybe this will work. There's no magic to any of this ever.
Yeah.
Ever. It's not magical. It's psychological.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm also super scared of? I don't know if you've seen this, Alison. I'm super scared of people who offer services that look like therapy, but they're not therapists.
Well, that's a little scary.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
Everybody keep an eye out for that too. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it. Get yourself people who.
We've talked on this.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Do your research before you hire anybody.
Absolutely.
But also like these behavior programs that Cindy mentioned, the pyramid model and conscious discipline and all that, those are all research-based.
You should ask people
models.
if you're thinking of
ask them.
Ask them what references, what information they use. I mean, if somebody asked me what information you use, I could rattle it off.
Right.
I could rattle it off, and they're all
and then actually go to it. Don't just take their word for it. Yeah.
Go to it. See if organizations like the National Association for the Education of Young Children have ever done anything in conjunction with that system or those people. Yeah. And I'm not talking about having them present at a conference, because conference presenters, and I'm one of them, we're vetted to an extent, but not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Has this person been traditionally published? All the things we've talked about in the past having to do with expertise. Has this person been traditionally published, acknowledged by others as an expert? That sort of thing. But again, you can go back in the podcast and listen to that. I just really think that we need to remember, in a time that's so stressful and children may be exhibiting behaviors because of what they've been through in this pandemic, that we need to not have the knee-jerk reaction of running to the person who says, I can sell you a system, or I can sell you things to do. No, this isn't about sales. This is about you digging deep and figuring out. This is about a whole other thing than, here's my sales pitch.
Well, yeah, because those people are making their money and then they're leaving, and you're never going to hear from them again. And then you're holding this thing of like, oh, that didn't work. Too bad. That person already made their money, so they don't care. They don't fall for that.
Just make sure that it's based in.
Make sure it's based in
good practices. And if you're unsure, start vetting them. Ask reputable people if they've heard of this, or if they, and if they say, oh yeah, that worked for some kids for a little while, but then the kids went back to what they were doing, then don't bother. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
I feel like this episode was a cautionary tale.
Yes, a cautionary tale of preschool people. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I just sometimes see things and I think, no, It's why I limit my social media time, because I literally can't.
I can't anymore with
Yeah, I can't anymore either. I limit it.
Can't.
Okay, folks.
Yeah.
If you have ever partnered with families in a way that was really, really beneficial to you, we would love for you to share that story of how that partnership with the family taught you about the child that you otherwise wouldn't know. So if you have a story like that, or anything about any of our prior episodes or even future episodes, feel free to contact us and maybe be part of our feedback 5. If sometimes at the end of our episodes, we share some of the feedback that we get. If you're going to contact us on our website, howpreschoolteachersdoit.com, or the Facebook page, How Preschool Teachers Do It, podcast page, something, then please give us permission to use the information. If you would like us to potentially use it on the podcast, say how you would like us to say your name and where you're from. The where you're from is fun.
Yeah, that's just for us. And I think for others to know. I think
we'll share it.
All the others to know that, the peeps are everywhere.
The peeps are truly everywhere. And that's why we so love hearing from you. We see these statistics and we see these graphs and we get these lists and we're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe somebody in that country is listening to us. Or
did you guys realize we're international?
We are international.
So, or the States, I think really we're everywhere. It's kind of nice.
So, but it's nice to hear from the real people and not just have statistics. So feel free to contact us and we will catch you another time on the podcast.
Bye, peeps.
Bye, peeps.